Good morning, guys. So I keep having a desire to talk about pet food and growing your own pet food, but I thought maybe most people would be more interested in an emergency medical kit because last time I talked about some of the things that go into my medical kit, people asked a lot of questions about it. So I think it's very important to have things that are specific to your family in your medical kit. If you have prescriptions that you need, go to your doctor, see if you can get a little bit further ahead on your prescription so that you have them in storage. An exception to this might be narcotics. Generally, a doctor will not let you have extra narcotics just because of the safety issues, safety to your children, safety for yourself. So narcotics might be the exception to that, but things like inhalers or heart medication or things like that, it's really good to have a few months. If you can get more than a few months, depending on the shelf stability of your medications, get maybe a year's worth of your medication. If you have a long relationship with your doctor, with your family doctor, a lot of times they will let you get ahead on your medications. Our doctor did. We went into our doctor and said, these are some things that we're concerned about. And can we get these, enough of these that they'll last for like a couple years? And he said, yeah, that's fine. None of this is addictive. It's not valuable on the black market or anything. And so he gave us those medications. Good morning. So I'm just going to kind of, I'll see if I can show this to you. If you can see it, I've got all this stuff here to show you. So I will try to work through it as best I can. Maybe what I'll show you first is my container. Hey, Andrea, how are you? Okay, so this is my small emergency kit. It's just a toolbox. Things that I like to access quickly. Like I've got cough drops and stuff in here. Usually my Prid goes in one of these little containers and Band-Aids. So that's kind of, this is more like a little first aid kit type of a thing. Thank you. I don't know how to pronounce your name because I do not know the symbols that are attached to your channel. Mr. McGregor's Homestead, good morning. Okay, so first thing, just because last time I talked about this, people were interested. This is called Prid. And Prid is a drawing salve. When we were in Tulsa, Kaya stepped on something that bit her, or it was a major sliver or something, and it turned into this massive like growth on her foot. We found out about this. I ordered it online and put it on her foot every single night. And after about a week and a half, it had drawn all the infection out of that part of her foot and encapsulated it into this white globular thing, like an abscess that had completely enclosed itself. And at that point, all I had to do was push on it, and this little ball of infection just popped right out of her foot. Same thing happened on Paige's face. She had a cat that clawed her, and then over the course of time, it never went away. It just was like this hard knot, and then on her face, and then it started to grow a little bit. So I was concerned. It was starting to look like a wart, but it wasn't a wart. So we put Prid on it every night. She did it for about a week and a half. After a week and a half, it started to show a little bit of a white head. So we squeezed on it just a little bit. I went and got the tweezers and pulled it out, and it was this little white ball, this little white sac of infection that came right out of her face. And so this is for like slivers or maybe bites, or even I've used it when I've had sunspots that I was concerned about. I've put it on things like that, and it pulls things out. Andrea said, I need some Prid. Yeah, I have 2 of these, and they last a very, very long time. In fact, I'll show it to you. That's what it looks like. A little bit goes a really long way. It kind of looks like tar when you put it on, but it's great. Miss McGregor said, I've never heard of this. Can you please show the camera so I can see what I'm looking for? I should put this on my Amazon favorites page. I think it's somewhere on my YouTube channel thing is a little icon. I think it's like in the right-hand corner that says Amazon store or whatever, and it has a collection of the things that I really care about. If I don't have Prid on there, I'll put Prid on there. If you guys don't remember, I'm trying really hard to get that rabbit run built, and I'm trying to pull all the stops out on all the ways I can make a little bit more money to get that rabbit enclosure done. So if you want to get Prid, hopefully I have it on my Amazon store. If not, I'll try and remember and put it on for you. Hey, Mrs. America. Oh, no, the fire went out last night. It is snowing. Has been for the last 3 days, and we're not going to be out of the 30s until next Thursday. So in a week from tomorrow, we'll be out of snow. But yesterday we had a very crackly fire. This morning we don't. I haven't made it yet. I thought I'd better get on and do my live stream before the rest of the family got up and started walking around in their underwear. Mrs. America Freedom said, I just got here. What's the ingredients? It's something you can make at home. So this is a homeopathic salve. And so homeopathic. And if you don't believe in homeopathics, that's okay. It'll still work even if you don't believe in it. All right, next thing. This is from the Melaleuca company, which is an MLM company. I don't participate in the MLM part of it, but I grew up in the area where the company was started, and so everybody and their dog here knows about Melaleuca. So Melaleuca company, and this is Nature's Cleanse. It's a concentrated feminine wash. I've never used it as a feminine wash. What I use this for is 1 cap of this in your kitchen sink and put a baby in the water with diaper rash or some kind of bottom owie, something like that. And this will clean it up in like 1 sitting. When my girls had diaper rash, this is what we used. And so especially if you're in a situation where you're using cloth diapers, having something like this to soothe an irritated bottom for a baby is so important. So this is called Nature's Cleanse. It's amazing. Again, you fill up your sink halfway with warm water to give your baby a bath. When they have a diaper rash, you put 1 cap full of this in the water and it heals diaper rash. What my mom used to do with this is she would put it in a little spray bottle. And when I was the oldest of 7, and so lots of babies. And with my 4 youngest siblings, I was more able to help with that kind of thing. And my mom would put a cap of this in a spray bottle. And when my brothers had diaper rash, she would spray their bum after she'd cleaned them with a wet wipe or a nice warm washcloth. She'd spray that on. Not to be used undiluted. Must be diluted. I'm trying to think what the ingredients on this are. Sorry. Can't read it. You need to go get ready for chores. Scoot, my dear. All right. Let's see. Mrs. America said, we got snow too. What state are you in? We are in Southeast Idaho. And yeah, we've had snow for the last 2 days, and we're supposed to have temperatures in the 30s until next Thursday. It's okay. I have a greenhouse. I don't need to be whiny. Everything's still alive. I need to take some videos of the greenhouse. Okay, next thing. Epsom salts. I'm going through my most basic things that you can just buy first. Epsom salts. If you get a cut, if you get a scratch, if you get a puncture, anything like that, Epsom salts is your hero. It will clean and disinfect everything without having to scrub or rub. I do as hot a water as a person can stand, and I put a couple tablespoons in a bowl, swish it around for them, and then make them sit in it for 20 minutes. We are very, very shot or vaccine sensitive. I cannot get a tetanus shot if I need one without it putting my life at risk. And so for my family and for me, I'm not telling you that this is what you need to do. This is my tetanus shot replacement. If you were in a situation where you couldn't get a tetanus shot, if you're able to get a tetanus shot, more power to you. If you're in a situation where you can't get to a doctor and you can't get a tetanus shot, Epsom salts is a lifesaver because it gets down into cuts and punctures and things like that, and cleans things and sterilizes things. And if somebody has a really good gash, I will, every couple hours, I will have them soak in Epsom salts. Again, hot water, hot to touch, almost uncomfortable, in a mixing bowl, couple, 2-3 tablespoons of this, swish it, and let them sit for 20 minutes. And I do it every couple hours if I'm concerned about infection. So Epsom salts. Idaho Hillbilly said Prit is good stuff. It is good stuff. Let's see. How do I store Epsom salts to avoid clumping? Well, it doesn't really hurt it to clump, just because it's just salt. It just dissolves. And also for gardeners, you can use Epsom salts on peppers. It has magnesium in it. It's a magnesium salt. And so it can also be used as an additive in your garden in minute amounts. So yeah, I don't care. See, mine is clumpy. I don't care if it clumps because I'm just dissolving it in water. All right, next thing for burns. Okay, so the things I'm telling you guys, they work. My mom handed all this stuff down to me, and they're like, in my use, they have been miracle cures. So we have a wood-burning stove, and you get bumps and burns, especially when you have small children that are learning how to behave around a wood-burning stove. Once I bumped a door open. I was being impatient at a door, and I bumped the door open, and I knocked Paige into the wood-burning stove, and her arm was right on the front door. Shame on me. Calendula gel. As soon as we get a burn, any kind of burn, we put calendula gel on, and you don't even scar from it. So I have like 3 bottles of this. It's not inexpensive. It's one more thing I need to go add onto my Amazon suggestion page, because this one, if you have burns, you can, she had a horrible burn. I have a niece that did the same thing in my parents' house when they had the wood burning stove. And she had a terrible, terrible burn over a significant part of her arm. My mom slathered this on. Generally within 3 days, if I'm using calendula gel, the skin doesn't even fall off. It just heals. It's just amazing. So calendula gel, what is it called? It is also a homeopathic medicine. All right, going to keep going. All right, for earaches, mullein garlic oil. I know all these things sound more like, I don't know. I don't generally have a massive amount of luck when we take our family into the conventional medical doctor. A lot of times what they give us doesn't seem to be worth the $300 that we pay for the privilege of seeing them. And so having things that are almost like food on hand that are simple remedies means that if it can be handled at home, it saves you hundreds of dollars. And these remedies are all the things that save us hundreds of dollars. We may go to the doctor once every 3 years. I think that's about how often one of us goes to the doctor, is about once every 3 years. And so this is mullein garlic oil. And if you have somebody who has an ear infection or just pain, this is amazing. Mullein garlic oil. And I don't remember how much this was, but it does need to be the combination, mullein and garlic oil. All right. Let's see. Mr. McGregor said, Epsom salt is great for soaking farm animal birds to help cleanse wounds or rough areas. Yes, it's good for all of your animals. Exactly. All right. Oh, I don't know. It looks like you have Tolstoy or something on your name. I don't know what to call you. But where is their honey? We have lots of honey. It's in the basement. And I don't have it up here because we don't personally use it for a lot of medical things. We do have it in storage, but we don't use it for medical things so much. Fancy said, may I have your Instagram account? I used to have an Instagram account, but I found that if I was addicted to Instagram and I felt bad about myself on Instagram, maybe the people who were on my Instagram account felt the same way. So I canceled it. Same thing with my Facebook account. I don't have a Facebook account. I don't have an Instagram account. I felt like they were terribly invasive and damaging to my own psyche. So I didn't want to put that on anybody else. However, I do have an Etsy store that has ebooks on it that I'm currently working on. I just about have the $100 greenhouse book finished, and I'll let you guys know when that's up. So things that I feel like are worth sharing, I try to do on my Etsy store or here on YouTube. All right. Mr. McGregor's Homestead said mustard is good for burns. It is temporary but works well. Dip and spread it like salve. Let dry, rinse, and repeat. Interesting. Oh, I have other things in here that I forgot to show you. So that's good. I didn't know about that. Yeah, social media is soul draining. Sometimes I have to be very careful about the amount of time I spend on it. Okay, I keep a lot of eye drops around, and they're just generic type drops. But if you get something in your eye and you have a child that's panicking, it's very nice to be able to just put eye drops in. So I keep these on hand, lots and lots of these on hand. Next thing, I don't actually know what this container is for, but my mom gave it to me, and she puts her essential oils in it. So this is what my essential oils look like. They are from an MLM company, but I don't participate in that company. I just buy their oils. And so the one, let's see if I can find it. The one that do I have children in the living room doing nothing? Oh, I better not have children in the living room doing nothing. Get up and get yourself some yogurt, please. And maybe go wake your sister up. I'm trying to find the ones that I use the most so I can show them to you guys so you don't feel like you're wasting your time. Darn it, where is it? Okay, so I like Deep Blue for like painful muscles and things like that. But I also have Breathe. And I really like that one, but I'm not seeing it. My biggest one that I use is tea tree oil. I always have a couple, 2-3 bottles of tea tree oil in my house at any given time, but it looks like my children may have stolen it to take outside with them for an animal because I'm not seeing it.
What is it?
Tea tree oil. I think it's in Paige's school backpack. Can you look in her school backpack and see if you can find it so I can show it to him? Anyway, I like what is this called? Deep Blue for pain. Essential oils need to be used with a carrier oil, something like apricot oil or almond oil, any kind of carrier oil. You only want to put a couple drops of this. This is very concentrated. So Deep Blue, Breathe, and then tea tree oil. Those are really the only 3 that I would consider an emergency type of a need. All the others with the pretty smells and the pretty combinations and everything, I don't think that they're necessary. I don't think there's any reason to buy them. The ones that are kind of frou-frou. And if I had to choose between all of them, I would pick Breathe, tea tree oil. There we go. And you can see this one is just the one from the health food store. That's like $8, but I have like 3 bottles of this tea tree oil. Anytime we get a cut, I don't use a carrier oil with the tea tree oil. If I get a cut, I put a drop in my cut, and it keeps me from getting infected. And I have this for her at school because she had a cut, and I wanted to put it on every couple hours, and so that's why it was in her school backpack. Okay. Out of your kit, what's your favorite product overall? If you pick one thing for all of us to make sure to have that, what would it be? Wow, that's hard.
That's Epsom Salts.
I think Epsom Salts. Just because of all the other things, like if I was to pick 2, I would probably pick the Calendula Gel and the Epsom Salts. But I'd really rather pick 3. And those are, oh, no. If I had to pick 4 things, that's what I would do. But I haven't shown you my homeopathic kit yet, so I can't really say that. Okay, so here's the thing. For a good balanced kit, you need it to be really specific to your family, and you need to have enough of it. In order to feel like my family was safe and well taken care of, I don't think I could eliminate any of these things and feel like I was actually living up to my potential as a mother taking care of her family. Honey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Did you just pour all of the yogurt out?
There's like that much.
Okay, it needs to go in the little pot for the pig food then. Please don't pour it down the sink. All right. All right. So this is my homeopathic kit that my mom made for me. A mother is nothing to take for granted. Really, the reason that I know about all this stuff is because my mother used them in our home when I was a kid. Everything here that's like deep wisdom is because of my mom. Okay, so my mom took and she ordered a big kit, and then she made all of her 7 children homeopathic kits. This is the, whoops, we've got 2 books in here. And then she made me books. These are made by my mother, typed out, etc., on how to use the kits. And then she gave me the vials in order to be able to make more homeopathics. She's got like extras and stuff in here. So she used these little teeny tiny pill bottles with homeopathics in them with little stickers on them. So having a mother who knows how to do this stuff, do not sneer when she tries to teach you how to do stuff. For a long time, I didn't give homeopathics a lot of credibility. But once you understand how to use them, like my mom wrote 2 books about them. Once you know how to use them, it's amazing what they can do. So there's my homeopathic kit. This is another thing I would not go anywhere without. I have 2 of these in my cupboard. She made me 2 different kits with different remedies and different strengths in them. And it's in this convenient little carrying case. And then I have a little kit that goes with me on my like purse that has the ones that I use most often, things for asthma, things for allergies. And so that's my emergency kit. All right, we're going to get through this. Okay, so I'm going to start with the actual seeds before I go to the tinctures. Let's see. Peroxide. Yes, I also have like 6 bottles of peroxide and 4 bottles of rubbing alcohol. I didn't bring that stuff up here. I'm going to grab some of the alcohol in the top cupboard. I keep vodka and what's the other one? Is Bacardi vodka? I keep really big, grab me the biggest one, honey. I keep really big bottles of hard liquor because I need to be able to make tinctures and I need to be able to sterilize things. And so we don't actually drink it, but this is how I make tinctures. And this is how I sterilize my jars before I put kombucha mothers in them, things like that. So I have many bottles of hydrogen peroxide, but also this. Just be careful with your hydrogen peroxide. There is a strength of it that can burn your skin. You need to kind of be aware of that and keep it out of the reach of children. But okay, back to seeds. All right, that can go back up, honey. Thank you. Can you close the curtains in the living room so that it's not backlighting? Did you get your sister up? Paige, I need you to get up, please. All the way at the top, honey. Yeah, make sure to, okay, so yeah, Mr. McGregor said that too. With hydrogen peroxide, be careful. If you get the wrong concentration, you can totally burn your skin. Yeah, it's what happened to Dad. Castor oil and extra virgin olive oil are excellent for digestive problems like a buildup of bile sludge. And I do keep both of those on hand, but I haven't tried it for that. So that's good to know. Yep, baking soda is handy. Hey, Valdemir. Okay, so these are my seeds that are my medicinal herb seeds. And I get them from Strictly Medicinal Herbs or Strictly Medicinal Seeds. It's Horizon Herbs. And you can get medicinal herbs to plant and naturalize on your own property. The things that have naturalized on my property are lady's bed straw and motherwort. What's the other one? There's another one that's good for flu symptoms. I don't remember what it's called. I'll have to think about that. So these are little pill things where I can, so they come in all those little paper packets, and in order to protect them, I transferred them into this bead container. I have 2 of these. One of them is for culinary herbs. One of them is for medical herbs. And it's strictly Medicinal Herbs or Horizon Herbs Company. That's where you get them from. All right, let's see. Amanda Vollmer channel. She's an educated naturopath, studied many scientific subjects. I will go check it out. Thank you. St. John's wort. So I do have St. John's wort in here. Our climate is so cold for such a long period of time. I have to be very careful. It's difficult for me to get herbs to naturalize. So that's why I keep all the seeds, is because sometimes I have to start over again. So these are my tinctures. This one is motherwort. It's for menstrual cramps. It's for hot flashes. It's for feminine reproductive strain. And this one has naturalized on my property. So it's in a bath of vodka, or Everclear works great. Probably Everclear is better. And that's motherwort tincture. And I just put it in canning jars. It doesn't have to be, too hard. This is black walnut tincture. It is for parasite elimination. And I did the same thing. Drop in the black walnuts. You sit them in the I think it's grain alcohol, right? Grain alcohol. Don't take my word at that. What is this? Is it a grain alcohol? Vodka. Yeah. Distilled from American grain, gluten-free vodka. Okay. So vodka, something else like that. And then these are my actual herbs. This is mullein that I collected and dried from my own property. This one is for lung and lymph distress. And you make a tea out of it. I know some people say you can smoke it, but I've never done that, so I'm not going to tell you to do that. But we make a tea out of it and then strain out the little hairs so it doesn't irritate your throat. What state am I in? I am in Idaho. Thanks, Michelle. Okay, so another thing that my mom, who is the guru of gurus, gets into, she's into Bach flower remedies. And it's kind of like a homeopathic, but I'm not as familiar with it as I could be. But this is something she keeps in her arsenal. And when she's given it to me, my brother prescribed Bach flower remedies to help me stop having panic attacks because I couldn't breathe when I had COVID and I was freaking out and I thought I was having a heart attack and I thought I was dying, but really what it was is I was just freaking out. And so what worked for me was some Bach flower remedies that my brother prescribed. I like to keep a lot of magnesium on hand and have it for my children and myself, especially when we're up and moving a lot. You don't want to take more than 1 time a day or else it'll give you the runs. And then just whatever vitamins, are your thing. I try to keep my normal vitamins on hand, but sometimes my mother has to rescue me because they're expensive and I run out. And I feel chastised every time I do that because I'm a grown woman and I should keep my own vitamins stocked up. So if you also need to be chastised and act like a grown woman, get your vitamins and have like a year's worth on hand. I'm trying to see what else I've got. That. Okay, so again, I use this little tool chest. What do I have on hand? Okay, I have charcoal tabs. These are for if you get into food poisoning or some kind of, other something that's in your stomach that shouldn't be. The charcoal can neutralize it. What else do I have? Trying to think what I have. This is one I use a lot. This is a homeopathic remedy, Sting Stop. And so if you get bit by something, it helps so much. Again, another thing of Calendula Gel. I've got so many of these just because, again, we have a wood stove, we get burnt. Let's see. I'm trying to skip over the things that are not really important. This one is important. Bentonite clay. If you get a sting from like a yellow jacket or something, you get the bentonite clay wet, you put it on your sting, and then you wrap it in cling wrap. And it holds it on and keeps it moist long enough to pull the paint out. If you just put it on a sting and it dries out, it's not going to work so great. You got to wrap it in cling wrap. It keeps your sting from getting bumped by things, and it keeps your clay moist. King's Green Cream. It's a comfrey. It has comfrey in it. Anything with comfrey in it, you don't want to use on a puncture, because what it does is it heals things so quickly that if there's anything trapped in a puncture, it'll heal over it instead of it allowing your body to like fight the infection and expel it. And so King's Green Cream is for things that are not punctures, things that are clean, because it heals things so quickly that you could be in trouble and get a massive infection if it closes too soon. All right, Diatomaceous Earth. Diatomaceous Earth is for, again, parasites, skin parasites. We give it to our cats as an internal parasite cleanse. We mix it with milk, a couple tablespoons with a cup of milk, stir it in really good, let the cats drink it. If they're having issues with parasites, gets rid of the parasites. I have taken it myself in the past, but I feel like it messes my lymph up. I get really, really congested if I've taken it. Let's see, what else do we have? So these are all my homeopathic creams and ointments and stuff, and you'd actually see in there that I have another container of tea tree oil, more eye drops. This is the pack that I sent with my daughter to camp when she went to camp. It also has her sunscreen in it. Let's see. I actually have some normal things too that aren't like woo-woo. I have sunscreen. I have oral analgesic gel. I have diaper cream. I have zinc ointment. I have Neosporin. So I'm not just completely nutso. Oh, and there's my hydrogen peroxide. I have face masks from before the pandemic. These face masks were for if we were in a situation like where we had to go out in weather where there was a need to be able to take out large particulates. I had face masks in here for that. Now they seem like they're for some other, conspiracy theory type of a reason, but that's what they were there for in the beginning. I have a jeweler's loop so that if I have a child with a really bad sliver, I can see it to pull it out. What else do I have? Obviously a thermometer. I have all sorts of things in here. All right, so things that I don't have that I wish that I had. I wish I knew how to sew up wounds. I wish that I knew how to suture things. So that's something on my to-do list. I do have books that tell me how to do it. I have Where There's No Doctor and Where There's No Dentist. Those are two books that I have in my collection so that if I had to learn on the fly how to do it, I could. That being said, I think just having a friend that's a doctor and a chiropractor and a surgeon, having a little cluster of medical friends that you could call on is also a great option. Even a vet, if you had a grid down type of a situation, a vet is a great place to go for somebody who has the knowledge to save your life. So don't discount that. If you don't know a medical doctor, at least keep your vet in your back pocket for emergency situations. Will diatomaceous earth work for heartworms? I don't think so, just because it would have to be in their digestive tract, not in their actual organs. But I could be wrong. Estrogen Acre said just use crazy glue instead of stitches. Yes, I have heard of that. I have had situations where, like with animals, where it was a flap of skin, a big flap of skin, and something like crazy glue was not going to hold it together. They needed legitimate stitches, and they needed stitches in the different layers that had been torn open. It couldn't be something that was just, you know, small and on the surface. So yeah, small and on the surface. A lot of people like to use crazy glue. I'm allergic to it, so I can't use it. But steri strips can also kind of do the same thing. They can hold a small wound together. But if you have somebody that's teaching classes on how to do things like sutures, how to do stitches, it would be a great class to take if you have that available. Oh, practice stitching up on a piece of chicken. That's interesting. I'm afraid I feel a little squeamish about it. I can take an animal out as far as like I can butcher an animal, but as far as causing an animal pain or a person pain, or even imagining causing an animal or a person pain, and I get a little bit lightheaded, even at the vet when they're stitching my goat up. I almost passed out. Very strange. I can butcher them, can't stitch them at this point. But that is a great point. As long as I don't think about what it is I'm trying to do, maybe I could do it. Yeah, I was glad to have a good face mask when we were locked down because of smoke and fires in Cali. Yeah, I think they're very valuable to have, you know, for the different purposes, and make sure you have the right mask for the right purpose. Yeah, EMT classes, that's awesome. Michelle Bear said, Robert, some cats just don't like milk. Mine does. I don't know. I don't think they're intolerant, just a way to see cat milk. People gave cats milk for hundreds of years or longer. So yeah, the next video I want to make is about animal food and how to make and grow your own pet food so that they're not getting sick. I think that a lot of commercial pet food makes your animals sick or even kills them because it's not what they would naturally be eating if they were vibrant and healthy in the wild. And so, yeah, that's for another video though. All right, I'm going to take off because it's time for us to go and do chores. Hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. And for those of these things that I don't have on my Amazon store, I will go add them right now probably. And you're welcome to find them there. And I'm not a huge, massive fan of Amazon myself. So I'm feeling kind of hypocritical saying go there. But I still buy a few things there if I can't find them anywhere else. And yeah, I don't really know what to think about Amazon, but I do have links like a little hypocrite. So, all right. Yeah, raw milk is better. All right, we'll talk to you later.